everyone, this is our final presentation on Albert Einstein Academy's sexual health education from this semester. My name is Mariana, and presenting with me today we have Celeste, Zahir, Megan G, Megan J, Shaylee, Maikon, Hannah, Allison, Samuel, and Ashley.
Albert Einstein Academy is a middle school with 600 students in the 6th through 8th grade. It is located in the center of San Diego County in the community of Grant Hill, a predominantly African American and Hispanic community with a large income gap, education gap, and little access to health care.
Upon visual assessment of Grant Hill, it was apparent that the community was of low socioeconomic status. The findings included, but were not limited to, many homes having metal fencing, beware of dog signs, and lack of yards and in-unit air conditioning.
There are no hospitals, home health agencies, nursing homes, shelters, or social services in the Grant Hill community. The San Ysidro Health Clinic is the only free clinic for everyone, regardless if they have insurance or not. And the closest public hospital to the area is UCSD Medical Center, which is located in downtown San Diego. There's a risk for COVID transmission within the community because there are very few people who wore masks when they were out and about. There's also a risk for ineffective health care because there are no clinics to go to within the community for general health concerns unless one has insurance.
When assessing the economy of Grant Hill, we found the neighborhood to be older and run down, with many empty business buildings and very few opportunities for employment. Most stores in the area did indicate that they accept food stamps as well as WIC.
The primary modes of transportation are buses, the trolley, and walking. Some indicators of the safety of Grant Hill were graffiti art, murals, vandalism, gang tags, and bars on houses and businesses. The most common crimes committed are assault and property theft.
Communication in Grant Hill seemed to be lacking based on the lack of newspaper stands and flyers or signs posted in the area. We did find an active Nextdoor community and a newsletter for District 8 on sandiego.gov. However, the newsletter has not been updated in over a year.
As far as recreation, upon our community assessment, we found Grant Hill Park, which is outdoors and open to the public, and the YMCA that is open to people with a membership.
Education on reproductive and sexual health are key in preventing growing STI and teen pregnancy rates. There are more than 400,000 adolescent pregnancies each year, and more than half of the individuals who have STIs are 24 years or younger.
After our assessment of the Albert Einstein Academy community, our primary nursing diagnosis was knowledge deficit related to sexual health education, as evidenced by an increase in STIs and unwanted pregnancies. In order to cater to their students, Albert Einstein Academy implemented the Rights, Respect, Responsibility curriculum to teach sexual health from the Advocates of Youth organization in accordance with California's public health laws. In our studies, we found that these types of programs can eliminate biases against marginalized groups and reduce health disparities. Sexual health education also creates a more positive association with the use of condoms, a decrease in STIs, and a decrease in pregnancy. In order to tailor our interventions to our specific population, we conducted an evidence-based literature review. We found that an instructor's attitude and behavior heavily impacts students' achievements and long-term success. Studies have also shown that visual teaching aids ensure that learners attach meaning and mental images to words and concepts through the use of concrete instructional materials. Alongside with this, communication technologies-based interventions increase engagement by giving the student more control over their learning. For example, giving real-life scenarios regarding sexual reproduction and health are more effective in furthering the understanding on the topic, as well as promoting critical thinking and problem solving.
We found 2 applicable public health interventions from the Minnesota Wheel. The first was health teaching because educating students on sexual health is shown to increase school attendance and lower rates of STIs. The second was advocacy because advocating for the community to receive resources and funds can also help lower rates of STIs and pregnancy in teens.
Healthy People 2020 is the CDC plan to eliminate health problems and discrepancies in the nation. The CDC suggested comprehensive sexual health education to adolescents to eliminate adolescent pregnancy and the high rates of sexually transmitted infections of those under 24.
The purpose of teaching sex ed is to provide the information and resources to the students about pregnancy and STIs, and the goal is for the students to implement what they have learned to practice safe sex. Videos and real-life scenarios were used to help make it more interactive, and the curriculum is designed in a way where the material builds on itself over the years and is age appropriate for the grade levels. To make the lessons fun and interactive for the students, they were awarded gift cards and homework passes for participation. To keep the attention of these students, the information was presented in interactive ways.
Some goals for the students were that they will be able to retain the information presented to them, and this will be shown by if the students are able to verbalize key points of the information learned without notes, and if they are able to score above an 80% on the post-test. The second goal is that they will be able to apply what is taught to them in their own lives, and we would see this by a fall in teenage pregnancy rates and a decrease in STI rates in the coming years. Some sustainability goals for sex ed to continue being taught in middle school is that there is a California state law requiring sex ed to be taught in either once in middle school or high school. Also, SDSU School of Nursing and Albert Einstein have a mutual agreement which leads this program to being sustainable long term. The curriculum is already also prepared for presenters, so nursing students, physical education teachers do not have to do their own research every semester, and they can adjust it just based on the needs of their classes.
To evaluate if our goals and objectives were met, a pre- and post-test evaluation were given as a formative assessment. Prior to the first lesson, students were given a pre-test survey related to the topic of sexual health through the polling function on Zoom to evaluate their existing knowledge. At the conclusion of the lesson, we administered a post-test survey to them using the same function. Comparing both results from both surveys helped us determine if our intervention worked. The impacts of our interventions can be evaluated in short-term and long-term. Short-term impact from our intervention was that there was an increase in sexual health knowledge of the students at Albert Einstein Academy as evaluated by the post-test evaluation. There was an increase of 22% of students earning 80% or more on the post-test evaluation. In the long term, we should see a decrease of STIs and teenage pregnancy rates in the young adults 19 years or younger. However, extra data will need to be collected to see the full impact.
Utilizing language that the students of Albert Einstein understood helped the students learn the material. This allowed the students to interact with the nursing students and teachers by asking questions anonymously, demonstrating their understanding of the topics. These lessons were recorded on Zoom, allowing students to rewatch them, which was also beneficial. One way that this teaching in the future could be improved was allowing SDSU nursing students more time to prepare the lessons. In conclusion, the teaching interventions were effective in fulfilling the goals that we have demonstrated here. They were accurately able to retain information presented to them, as shown by them being able to achieve a score of 80% on or higher on the post-test. The second goal of applying what the students learned, however, was not obtained because the statistics of teenage pregnancy and STI rates will need to be evaluated in the future. Overall, the content was prepared in an interactive format with interactive pictures, and the videos were able to create a more engaging interactive format for the students. This will hopefully lead to better understanding. And that is the conclusion of our presentation. Thank you for watching.